the prisoners of war, the missing in action, and to honor those who have served and who are serving in our armed services. Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, the Hanover High School Men's Ensemble, under the direction of Deborah Smith, will sing our national anthem. A Marine Corps veteran and chaplain at Homewood of Plum Creek, will give the invocation.
Let us pray. Gracious God of all nations, you are our strength and shield. We give you thanks today for the devotion and courage of all those who have offered military service for this country, for those who have fought for freedom, for those who have laid down their lives for others, for those who have borne suffering of mind or of body, for those who have brought their best gifts to times of need. In your mercy, we thank you for their lives. On our behalf, O God, many have entered into danger, endured separation from those they love, labored long hours, and borne hardship in war and in peacetime. We ask today that you would lift up, by your Spirit, those who are now at war, encourage and heal those in hospitals or mending their wounds at home. Guard those in any need or trouble. Hold safely in your hands all our military families, and bring the returning servicemen and women to joyful reunion and tranquil life at home. Give to us, your people, grateful hearts and a united will to honor these men and women and hold them always in our love and prayers until your world is perfected in peace and all wars cease. Amen.
Merrill Worcester is the owner of the Worcester Wreath Company in Maine. When he was only 12 years old, he was a paper boy for the Bangor Daily News, and he won a trip to Washington, D.C. He was particularly impressed with Arlington National Cemetery, and throughout his life, he continued to remember that his good fortune was due to the service of our veterans. In 1992, years later, his company had a surplus of Christmas wreaths, and he made arrangements to place them in Arlington. Other individuals and organizations stepped forward to help, but the annual tribute remained quiet until 2005, when a photo of Arlington circulated the internet. In 2007, Wreaths Across America became a nonprofit organization, and it has expanded to lay wreaths at over 900 locations around the United States and overseas. The generous and gracious heart of one man has spread across our country. Today, our hearts have joined with other Americans who at this very moment are doing the same thing. Together we can thank our veterans with the respect they so deserve. Now, Vietnam Army veteran Bob George will lay a wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Army. Marine veteran Dan Davies will lay a wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Marine Corps. Navy veteran Albert Whitestone will lay a wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Navy. Army Special Forces Airborne veteran Paul Prodell will lay a wreath in memory of over 93,000 United States servicemen and women from all branches of the service whose last known status was either prisoner of war or missing in action. These individuals have never returned to their families or homes. We shall not forget you. Persian Gulf Air Force veteran Jim Albin will lay a wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Air Force. United States Army will lay a wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Merchant Marines and National Guard. McCluskey will lay a wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Coast Guard. The wreaths before you represent our commitment as a united country to honor the fallen, to honor those who served and are serving, and to the families who endure sacrifices every day on our behalf. To our children, we want you to understand the freedoms you enjoy here today have not been free, but have come at a cost that someday you may have to pay yourself. You must learn, remember, and respect the suffering and the sacrifices of your fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers. As a nation standing together, we can defeat terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Thank you to our veterans for giving us the freedom to do just that. And now newly elected State Representative Kate Klunk from the 169th District has a few words for us.
Thank you, Laurie and the Blue Star Mothers, for organizing this beautiful ceremony this afternoon. Thank you also to our color guard, both the motorcycle and the color guard here to my left, for presenting the colors and giving us just such a wonderful sound of the roar of motorcycles coming in. It's such a patriotic sound to hear. Thank you also to our fellow elected officials who are here today, Deb Smith and beautiful voices from Hanover High School and Hanover Middle School. Thank you so much for sharing your love of song and the beauty of our national anthem and patriotic songs with us today. Earlier this spring, I had the opportunity of meeting with Laurie and the Blue Star Mothers at one of their meetings at our local VFW. We discussed this particular ceremony. They were debating whether or not they were going to continue with this ceremony. There was a debate about whether or not they could raise the funds, have the volunteers, and really get the community behind an event like this. It is rather difficult to put something on like this year after year. And I looked at them and said, from somebody who has a family member who is here at this very ceremony, at this very cemetery, it means a great deal to me to have this type of ceremony. I also said that the Hanover area supports our local servicemen and women and their families. The support here in this area is very strong and is evidenced by the over, I would say, 100 people who are here today. Hanover has a great history of service members who are here today. We thank you for your service and appreciate all that you have given to make this day possible. Like many of you here, I have a personal connection with this wreath-laying ceremony. My grandfather, James Kunkel, who served during the Korean War, is buried just up over the hill. And my uncle, Wayne Klunk, who served during the Vietnam War, is buried way over the hill. Today, it is my privilege to be able to lay wreaths in their honor for their by the fact that we are joined by thousands of others from across our great country in this Wreaths Across America ceremony. Today we honor and remember our nation's heroes at this very same moment. Together we come together to remember our current service members, veterans, and their families. We truly honor their service and sacrifices and remember those who have fallen and gone before us. We also take this moment to teach our children. I see some Girl Scouts over here to my right. These ladies over here and our children are our next generation of America's heroes. We need to make sure that we teach them what the cost of freedom means so that they can continue to carry the torch of liberty for all of us. This afternoon, as each of you take a wreath and place it on the grave to honor one of our veterans, I ask that you take a moment to reflect on their sacrifice, on their service, and their life. They're a fellow American who has passed on. You may not personally know their family, their life story, but as an American, you can truly understand their deep love for our nation, our flag, and the freedoms that they fought to defend every day. Thank you all who are here joining us today to honor our nation's heroes who served with honor every single day to ensure that we are able to live in the land of the free. The support of the Hanover area community, of our veterans, and our current service men and women truly warms my heart and makes me feel so honored and proud to be representing such a kind, caring, and patriotic community. May we continue to honor the service and the sacrifice of our American service members and their families each and every day. And may God bless all of you here, our fallen heroes, and the country we all so very love. Thank you.
And now the Hanover Middle School 7th and 8th grade select singers have a choral presentation. And now Mark Riggs, Chairman of the Board for the Hanover Area Chamber of Commerce, has a message for our veterans.
Thank you. On behalf of the members, staff, and board of directors for the Hanover Area Chamber of Commerce, we would like to thank the Blue Star Mothers for having us here today to pay tribute to our veterans and to the brave men and women on active duty defending our country today. Without the courage, dedication, and commitment of these brave Americans, we would not enjoy the freedoms that we have today. When you look up the word hero in the dictionary, it's men like this, and men and women like out in the crowd that should be the first people that come to mind. So to all of you, thank you. We are also here today to announce a new initiative geared towards helping our veterans find work at local Hanover businesses. When our veterans return from active duty, they do so having acquired a vast array of skills. Leadership, problem solving, and technical abilities are just a few of the things learned during active military service. The Hanover Area Chamber of Commerce has a long-standing commitment to workforce development, and over the last 2 years, the Chamber has been working with the York and Adams County Veterans Associations to create a plan to help connect veterans and their wide array of skills to employers seeking to hire our veterans. So effective on Monday morning, on the Chamber website, there will be a link where veterans can go and submit an online resume that will go into a database that can be accessed by our local employers. I can tell you we had hoped to have this in place a week ago, and as of Thursday morning, we had already fielded calls from 5 different employers seeking access to this database. To learn more about the program, you can visit the Chamber website at www.hanoverchamber.com, or feel free to contact the Chamber office at 637-6130. The Chamber and our local employers are pleased to provide this service to those men and women who have served our country with great pride and honor. It is a way for the business community to recognize their service and to make sure that any veteran seeking a job can find one. Again, to our veterans and active duty military that are here today, thank you for your service to our country. And to the families of the men and women laid to rest here at Mount Olivet and its cemeteries across America, we thank you for the dedication and commitment of your loved ones. God bless our veterans and their families. God bless our active duty military and their families. And God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. That is a wonderful initiative for our community. The South Central Pennsylvania Blue Star Mothers would also like to honor our veterans. I am pleased to announce that we will be donating $1,000 to a foundation called Village to Village, whose mission is to honor military heroes who died for our country by generating name recognition and by being a champion for the courageous veterans who survived, by generating funds and finding resources to support them as they cope with post-traumatic stress syndrome. We will also be donating $1,000 to Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors. I want to take a moment to recognize our veterans and those of you from our community for taking the time to honor our veterans today. Our ceremony today and the laying of wreaths that we are about to do is symbolic. It is for all our veterans, those still with us and for those buried elsewhere. We remember them, we will honor them, and we will teach our children about the service and sacrifice of America's greatest. In a few minutes, I'm going to let those of you that have loved ones in the cemetery take a wreath and place it on their grave sites. Anyone else that does not have a special family member or friend will wait for a few more minutes. The wreaths are placed all over the cemetery in large boxes. Go to a box, take some wreaths, find a grave with an orange flag on it. Pull the orange flag up, place the wreath. Please take a moment to straighten out the bow and prop the wreath nicely. Say a few words of gratitude to those veterans who have passed on and to those among us today who are helping to place the wreaths. There are also white buckets around the cemetery. If you could please put the orange flags back in them. Thank you very much. At this time, if you have a family member or a friend, you may go lay in the